Thanks to the support as a channel member, Ben Mitchener. Well, I'm still going to call yesterday a disappointing transfer window, but it is still open, so there might be more transfer business today. We've got loads of money to spend, and we've got our first couple of games of the new Premier League season, so I might even have changed my mind by the end of this video. It might have turned into a good window after all. Hello and welcome to Club 2, Part 39 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first two games of the new Premier League season. We're away against Aston Villa and at home against Blackburn. If you missed the transfer special yesterday, you didn't miss much in the way of transfers. We had a very limited summer. This could go one of two ways. It could just be a disaster where we've rested on our laurels after the best season in the history of the club, shrunk the squad too small, and will really suffer when it comes to playing in Europe for the first time. Or the alternative is all those players we signed in January will start to come good, and it'll be because dynamics hasn't been damaged as much by new players coming in, we'll have the best season ever and we'll go and win everything. I think it's more likely to be the first one. But we signed Oscar Ben Bassat and Shola Shortire. Those were the two who were pre-arranged. We had lots and lots of players leave, including Simon Patton. Berat left as well. We lost anyone else who was any good. Goika went out on loan. It's not actually as many players leaving as I thought it was. It's not quite as impactful. And we signed our new goalkeeper, Graziano Coletti. And we also brought Douglas Luiz in on a free transfer as well. So, I don't know. Let's see how we get on against Villa. This is going to be the test. Playing against Aston Villa, who last season finished second in the Championship. So newly promoted Aston Villa. So I guess they're going to have the newly promoted buzz about them and the oomph and the momentum. So be interested to see what they come and do to us. What is also interesting is just how small our squad is. And when you consider Trinidad and Scala are both on the loan list, we probably need to take them off the loan list actually, because we've got Ekwa Elimbi injured, two more injured players on the bench. If we pick up any more injuries or suspension, we're not going to be able to fill a bench unless we go and find a bunch of under-23s. And I guess we do have a couple who could potentially get involved. Gaz Key's still at the club, of course. Remember him? He's still here. And we've also got David Taggart, Stephen Boyd. So we've got a couple of players who probably would benefit from sitting on that bench at this point. Boyd is now 20 years old. David Taggart is now 20 years old. So it probably won't be the end of the world if some of these players make it onto the bench. Even Stephen Macken, 21 now, came through our youth system. Probably not even mentioned him yet, but he's always been someone who's considered to have quite high potential. So we have got some youngsters who can come up onto the bench if need be, but definitely going to be looking to add another 2 or 3 bodies to this squad before the transfer window closes at the end of August. But for the time being, this is our team. We've got Coletti in goal, a back four of Williams, Parsons, Novak and Lopez, Ben Bassat and Douglas Luiz in our new look central midfield, and then Shortire, Migliaccio and Pelestri supporting Kirstich up front. I think that's probably my first choice team as it currently stands. Petrzylka, Jones, Bizer are probably the three that would have something to say about that and would be looking to force their way back into that side relatively quickly. So there are a couple of positions that we're going to be keeping an eye on: attacking midfield, striker, centre back, to see if we need to make some changes in those positions. But I think it does emphasise again that once we get past these two in central midfield, and we don't even know they're good yet, once we get past those two, we are back in the realms of Leighton Clarkson. And no one wants to have to play Leighton Clarkson. He played most of the games last year, but still, he's not a Premier League winning player, is he? Douglas Luiz with a lovely pass out to Lopez. That's a good way to introduce yourself, with a beautiful pass. And Kirstich had 2 very good opportunities to open the scoring there. And the question now is, does Ricky J. Jones score there? And I think we probably all know the answer. He probably scores with the initial header, and if not, certainly gets there quicker to score the rebound. So that's Jones 1, Kirstich 0 at the moment. Pelestri with the corner, looking for Novak at the near post. It ends up with Shortire, and Shola Shortire, having been here on loan last year, started the season brilliantly. Did go off the boil a little bit as the season went on once his permanent deal was arranged, but that's his first goal for us as a permanent Peterborough United player, and hopefully he's going to start the season as well as he started it last year, but this time maybe keep it going all year long. That'd be nice if he did. So it's 1-0 to us, and Villa with the kickoff, and we are getting a highlight from him, but Kirstich has done really well there, nicking the ball off of the Villa defenders who were lackadaisically passing it back and forth between each other. Kirstich just nipped in. I won't make that 1-1 between Kirstich and Jones, because I think Jones probably does the same thing, but it is good to see Kirstich being lively. Parsons now from the corner, it's hit Migliaccio, and I think actually that's going to lead to it being disallowed, because I think he's probably stood offside, and frustratingly, I think the initial header from Parsons is probably going in, but let's have a look at it from the other angle just for some confirmation. It might have been going wide. Perhaps he needed to touch it, but I think it's hit him. It's not actually given us the other angle. I mean, he was definitely offside. It's not clear that that's gone in. I don't know. See, replay is supposed to be behind the goal. Why was that replay not behind the goal? That would have been a much more useful angle to see the replay from. Right, Villa on the attack now. For the first time today, really, Novak heads clear, and they're back in immediately, and there's our first look at the new boy, Coletti, in goal for us, making the save. Villa have a corner. It's just before half-time. We don't really want to see Villa scoring here, and Novak heads the ball clear, and we're going to look to try and get a counter-attack going here if we can get there first. We can't, but Novak and Parsons... I mean, if you're going to do that, those two are just going to head that back all day long. They're so dominant in the air. And Kirstich is in again here. He needs to apply the finish this time, and he does. That's the Zarko Kirstich I was seeing towards the end of last season, and he never really showed up on camera. But now he finally has. It's 2-0 to Posh, and poor old Aston Villa, with their newly promoted momentum, we're ruining him a little bit here by just being pretty good. We've got momentum of our own. We finished last season very strongly, and we were unlucky not to be, not to say we finished strongly. We dropped out of the Champions League. We still finished strongly. We're a good side, and maybe we're a better side now. Who knows? We've started well, but can we really test ourselves against a Villa side that have traditionally been pretty useless ever since we've started coming up against them in this save? We initially faced them like 4 or 5 seasons ago now, when we were in the FA Cup, and they narrowly knocked us out of that. When they were Premier League, we were Championship. They came up with us. They got relegated when we finished top half. Oh my word, what an effort from Kirstich. And now they're back, and we're looking to send them back down again. If they hadn't knocked us out of the FA Cup, we wouldn't have to be so vengeful, but you know, got to make them pay. No one knocks us out of the FA Cup. Right, our 2 central midfielders, we're not seeing anything spectacular from them yet. I don't know how much to read into that. Is that they're not any good, or is this just another FM21 thing where that position struggles to get ratings? Let me know down in the comments. Do you get good average ratings out of your central midfielders? If not, I'm going to start worrying less, but it does seem to consistently be the area that carries the lowest average rating for us. But it might just be because they're not getting the defender points for defending. They're not scoring very many goals and getting those points. So perhaps it's just harder for them to accumulate rating. Kirstich is in again here, and that's a lovely finish for his second goal. I would like it on record. It's a beautiful ball over the top from Leighton Clarkson. I've given him stick again today, but I actually think he's going to be a useful fringe player for us to keep around the place for the next 2-3 seasons, because he can do that. And that's quite a nice thing to be able to bring off the bench. I don't imagine him starting game in, game out. Look at him celebrating on his own. He's having a lovely time. But it is a very, very nice pass. Kirstich is well onside. There's no doubt there at all. But watch Leighton Clarkson celebrate. Oh, you don't get to see it. He was giving it the full Gaza, miles away from everybody else. Parsons is in again with the header, and it whistles just wide of that far post from the corner, where, of course, we are going to continue to be a huge threat this year because of our 2 big boys at the back. Novak's 6'5", Parsons, I think, is 6'4" with 20 jumping reach. They're going to be a threat, these 2 boys, like they were last year. Ricky J. Jones playing out on the left-hand side, having come on for short hire. He might have to get used to playing out here. We know he can be a threat from the wide areas, and Kirstich showing today why he is considered a proper wonder kid, and Kirstich is going to be a superstar. And as much as we've loved Ricky J. Jones for a number of years now, maybe he needs to get used to being a bench warmer and wide player, because Kirstich is something special. He's just gone past his man again there, and this time can't quite force his shot past the Aston Villa goalkeeper, but it's another corner for us. We're looking for Parsons again, and this time he hits the crossbar. We are peppering the goal from these set pieces. Kirstich back to Williams. Williams finds Danny Francis, who's dropped deep to try and keep the move going, but it's ended all the way back and back in our half, and the move just kind of peters out. I guess if either of the midfielders we've got in there at the moment don't work out, Francis we know can be good in there. Clarkson's actually jumped up above a 7 because of his assist. I mean, that was our central midfield partnership last year, and now it's our reserve central midfield partnership. So we've definitely upgraded the 2 areas we needed to upgrade, central midfield and in goal. So I kind of do think transfer-wise, it's just a case of getting bodies in rather than necessarily needing a specific player. A proper left-back might be nice. As much as we all like Brandon Williams, he's probably a right-back, and he is a little bit likely to get sent off. So a proper left-back might be good. But I don't want to spend the entire budget on a left-back, I don't think. I'd probably like another midfielder. And then just a couple of extra bodies just to be around in case we get injuries. Maybe some wonder kids. Let's go and play our next game. There'll probably be at least one transfer before the next game, or else I really am going to start getting frustrated with the lack of transfer movement. And we have indeed made one more signing. Yuri Regia. You're going to have to let me know about this one down in the comments. Has come in from Ajax, 23-year-old Dutch under-21 international, played loads of times. And for the Dutch under-21 side, he's a central midfielder who's also natural at defensive midfield, centre-back, although he's not likely to get in the team at centre-back, can also play anywhere at the right-hand side, could fill in as an attacking midfielder if need be. He's got 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He comes in officially as the best central midfielder at the club, and he's only cost us £14 million. So I see that as a lovely little signing. There's still hopefully going to be a couple more coming in. We've still got plenty of money left to spend. We still need bodies through the door. I have promoted Taggart and Tom Davidson to the first team squad as well, just to give us a few more bodies in here, which leaves us with a first team squad. If I can I learn the buttons? We've now got a first team squad of 24 people, but with 3 or 4 of them potentially. I want 25 with no one on a loan list. So these guys, I'm happy to loan them out as long as we've got replacements for them. So I still probably want another 2, 3, 4 players in before the deadline. I don't know how likely it is. We'll see what we can do. And we've made a couple of changes for the Blackburn game. Petrzilka comes back in at the back to partner Parsons, and Regier is going to make his debut alongside Douglas Luiz in midfield, with Ben Bassat dropping down onto the bench. Let's see how we get on against Blackburn. Blackburn, of course, in an alternate universe, I'm managing Blackburn because they're one of the few teams who actually have offered me an interview during this save. My entire history of interviews I've been offered in however many years this has been now. I've had an interview at Blackburn, Peterborough and Tottenham. They're the only 3 interviews I've had. They're the only jobs I've been offered. And we went to Peterborough rather than Blackburn, and Petrzilka has just scored our first ever goal at the King Power Stadium in Leicester, where, of course, we are ground sharing for the next couple of years while our new stadium is being constructed. And this is a record home attendance for us. It was going to be a 41,000 person sellout, which is actually a higher attendance than our new stadium is going to hold. So it does suggest we probably already need to look to make the new stadium a little bit bigger than it's already going to be. If we're already filling this ground, we need somewhere bigger for the new ground. But I guess that's not going to happen. But it is very cool seeing that all of these Peterborough fans have made the trek all the way over to Leicester to come and cheer the boys on. It'll be interesting to see if we do it all season long, or if this is just a one-off. It did say in the pre-match inbox message that it was partly the excitement of being in the new ground and quite largely the excitement of seeing the new signing in from Ajax making his debut for us. He's created quite a buzz. I don't really know how we've picked him up as cheaply as we have, because he seems like a very good signing that would have. I mean, he's a young central midfielder out of Ajax. How has he not just gone to Barcelona where they normally go? I'm not going to complain. We're basically the new Barcelona at this point, and you'll know from yesterday. I don't actually believe that, but you'll know from yesterday's transfer special there were a couple of moments of frustration where we lost out on real top-tier signings because they went to other clubs or Leicester. Whereas we've just picked up what I would consider a top-tier signing and managed to bring him in. So good positive step in the right direction. And talking of positive steps in the right direction, there's Kirstic with his third goal of the season already. It's a lovely ball over the top from Shortire, and Kirstic just takes it around the goalkeeper and pops it into the back of the net. It's 2-0 to Peterborough. This is proving to be a very good start to the new season. Obviously, we started last season very well, starting off with 9 consecutive wins at the start of last season and still didn't manage to finish in a Champions League spot. So we know we're playing against the weaker sides. We know that no matter how good your start is, it could all still fall apart. But at the moment, I'm enjoying myself. It's good to see us starting a season well again. And Blackburn are looking to get a move going down this right-hand side. They've kind of turned Williams awkwardly there, but Williams using his experience to come in and make the tackle. And that's a lovely ball over the top for Kirstic again. Is this going to be a new route to goal for us this season? Shortire seems to be able to just pick him out. It's like a homing missile. As soon as the ball hits Shortire, you know it's going to hit Kirstic in the very near future. That is a sensational pass over the top. And Kirstic is in again for his second of the game, his fourth of the season. And I could already see a partnership forming between those two, which is going to be a big worry for Ricky J. Jones because they're the two positions he can play in. But how do you play him in either of them when those two are clicking as well as they are at the moment and creating so many opportunities and goals? 3-0 already, 4 goals already this season for Kirstic. Kev's a genius. That's what we're learning here. Kev's a genius. Louise plays it to Shortire, who again gives it to Kirstic. That is a hat-trick for Kirstic, and I think a hat-trick of assists for Shortire. Those two are going to be the best of buddies based on how they're playing at the moment. Shortire's already learnt the system. Give it to the Wonder Kid. And it seems to be working rather well for him. Look at that. It's a lovely little pass from him again. He is pulling all the strings today for us on that left-hand side. And Kirstic is putting on a show in front of a record attendance. Outstretched arms. Keep it up, boys. This is beautiful stuff. I want to see more and more of this as the game goes on. Let's go and get ourselves a cricket score against Blackburn. If we've got all these fans in, this is how we grow as a club. Oh, Shortire's got the ball again. He's played it over the top to Kirstic again. And Kirstic has scored again. 4 for Kirstic. All 4 from Shortire passes. Shortire's there, giving it all this for Kirstic. Kirstic wants to be giving that straight back to him because Shortire's making him look even better than he is with the passing that the vision that he's showing to constantly find him in these pockets of space. And then once he gets it in the space, he is ruining the defenders. It's 5-0 now. It's still only the 52nd minute. That is a big throw. And then Shortire gets a goal for himself as well. He's scored a goal a game, as well as being a creative assist machine. And the long throw worked. That's lovely to see as well. Petrzilka, our centre-back, has got a real long throw on him. And Shortire is there at the back post. That sort of stuff bodes well for the Streamer Showdown this weekend, boys and girls. The amount of times I've been told long throws don't work this year. Corner hacks don't work this year. Do they not? Do they not? Kevy 5 times incoming, boys and girls, on Twitch this weekend. Shortire is playing it into Kirstic again. This time Kirstic has missed. This is unacceptable. But he's kept hold of the ball, finds the new boy Regia, who plays it all the back to Petrzilka, our new long throw proponent. And this is all working rather too well at the moment, isn't it? Something's about to go wrong. Petrzilka with another low bullet throw, and this time we get the counter attack. But Brandon Williams is there again to crunch a tackle in, as does Petrzilka, and it's all dealt with really rather nicely. We haven't even mentioned Coletti today, our new goalkeeper, because we haven't needed to. Blackburn haven't had an attack. We're knocking the ball around in front of him now. and now playing it out to Shortire again. I wonder what he's going to look to do. He goes past his man. He's going to go past another man here. Kirstic is still ahead of you, Shola. Oh, there you go. You found him in the end, and that's 5 and 5 for Shortire and Kirstic. What is going on? I don't think I've ever seen a partnership like this. If this goes on all season, we're going to be unstoppable. These two together. Oh, my word. I've never seen anything like it. It's like Cerna, Jackie and Gomez back at Bourne, but a really souped up version of Cerna, Jackie and Gomez, because I don't remember those two ever getting 6 goals between them in a game and completely destroying an opposition team the way those two have. I mean, they're both on a 10 out of 10 and deservedly so. Petrozilka finds Pastrelli and it's 8. The long throw is a huge weapon for us. That people will be saying, Kev, why is Petrozilka in the side ahead of Novak? Novak's better, isn't he? Adds an extra string to the bow being able to do that. Oh my word. It is 8-0 to Peterborough. And I think at this point we can probably make a few substitutions. It's not fair on him. We're going to take Regier off. Ben Bassat can come on for him. We'll take off Lopez. Novak can play right back. And I don't know. What do? We might take Miliaccio off and put Danny Francis in there and leave it at that. We've got to leave Shortire and Kirstic on. They're both on a 10 out of 10. They've both got to stay on the pitch to see what more they can conjure up. They might never have an afternoon like this again in their careers. I don't think I've ever seen, in 25 plus years of playing Football Manager, I don't think I've ever had 2 players in my side both get a 10 out of 10. It's been a perfect performance from the two of them. And I'm very impressed. Palestri's picked up a knock, which is a little bit of a worry. That takes a shine off a little bit. Ben Bassat plays it out to Novak. We might have to get used to playing right back with Palestri's long throw being the weapon that it is. Novak charging down the right, drills the crossover, and it ends up back with Danny Francis, and now with Petrozilka again, who finds Luis, Ben Bassat, Pelestri. Oh, look at it. We're knocking the ball around beautifully. Novak with the cross again, finds Shortire. In fact, looked for Shortire, but he couldn't quite get a shot away. I hope that doesn't affect his 10 out of 10 rating. Shortire crosses again. Pelestri scores. It's 9. How many assists has Shola Shortire got today? He's scored 1, and I think he's had 6 assists. We'll check it after the game. But it has been... I mean, I know Kirstic is going to get all the headlines because he scored 5 goals. But Shortire, I don't ever remember an assist machine like it in a match. It's ridiculous. It's 9-0. And Shortire does have 6 assists and a goal. Well, I wasn't expecting a 9-0 win today. I think maybe the transfer window was probably all right after all. It is actually Shortire who got the headlines, and justifiably so, because that is an absurd performance. Pelestri is only going to be out for a couple of days, and we should have the top goal scorer and top assist maker in the Premier League, and it's all thanks to that one performance. And yeah, if you're going to pick the 3 players who were top of the average ratings, it'd be those 3 as well. Well, I'm just going to check Petrozilka. I just want to see his long throw attribute. So he's got 16 for long throws. Does he have the... he doesn't have the player trait. We should probably train him to do the long bullet throw thing. What's it called? There's a name for it. How do you do traits? I never do traits. Do I have to discuss a new trait? Here we go. I want a... I don't even know how to do this. I never fiddle around in all this. Is it a technique trait? I want the long flat bullet throw. I think that's a good choice to add to his game. I'll get started on this straight away. Oh, it's going to be fun. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.